What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, I want to talk to y'all about how to unblackball yourself. And I always put the word black part in quotations when I use that term, simply because um, you're not really being blackballed. That's a way they phrase it to put a negative spin on the word black. Anything that they want to make negative, they put black in front of it. So they'll say that you've been blackballed. They'll say that somebody has been blacklisted. They'll say that you are the black sheep of your family. They'll say there's a black cloud hanging over the situation, or whatever, however they phrase it out. But the truth be told, that's just to implant that negative, that subliminal negative connection to anything that's black. But I'll use that term just for the sake of understanding what I'm talking about. We all know that term blackball is used to describe an individual who has been blocked out of a certain situation. They've been blocked from positions and blocked from opportunities, um, and whether it be in Hollywood, whether it be in sports, whether it be just the regular working person, if he or she does something that those in control feel is out of line, then they will take the steps to not only remove you from their situation, but they will also take the steps to make sure you are not able to regroup into another situation because of their network and their networking. So that's what being blackballed is, according to that definition. I want to talk to y'all about how to um, unblackball yourself, or to never get in that situation in the first place. Now, I understand, that there are rules and regulations that we have to follow. There are certain lines that we have to walk as it pertains to being a functional citizen in this society, and that's fine. That's fine. You gotta look both ways before you cross the street, stop at the red light, things of that nature, because we are all working in a society together. So people can't be reckless. So there has to be rules and regulations. But in terms of just a person who is standing up for a principle they believe in terms of a person who is speaking out against an injustice in whatever field that they're in, when they feel like you are a problem, then a lot of times they will make the moves and take the steps to try to do what is called blackballing you based on the things I just described. First thing you got to do, man, you got to stop being thirsty for their approval. And, maybe I shouldn't use the word thirsty, but you got to stop feeling like their acceptance and their approval and their position is the end all be all, to where it's like there's no other way that I can function, there's no other way that I can be successful in this, what I'm trying to be successful in, if I don't do it through them. That's a mistake. That's the first thing you got to get out of your mind. Once you focus in on ownership, once you focus in on deciding that, okay, you know what, whatever it is I'm going to do, I'm going to work like crazy to build it up for myself. And the problem that discourages a lot of people when that conversation comes up is they go into what I call the Kanye syndrome, the Kanye mindset. Back when Kanye was trying to get in with the powers, with the people, and Sway was saying, "Well, man, do that yourself, or you can do this, you can do that." And he said, "Yeah, but it ain't Ralph though." He's talking about Ralph Lauren. In other words, it ain't this white dude's stuff, so it's not good enough. See, we got to get out of that mindset. We got to get into the mindset of ownership and feeling like whatever it is that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build it up for myself, and it might take me a while. It might not start off or be as big as the people you see who've been around for 25, 30, 40 years, who have established billion-dollar companies. We can't expect that to happen for us overnight. We have to keep working, and be patient. Also, you have to build your own audience. Build your own audience and build your own support system. Whatever it is, whatever the size of it is. And in building your own audience, what you're doing is you are connecting people onto you that think like you, that feel what you feel. They like what you like. I don't care if it's music. I don't care what the case is. I don't care if it's just general content. You're marketing yourself and trying to find people who rock with what you're talking about. And once you do that, you start to just grow your audience. You develop your core audience and you start to grow it. And once they are on that team, then you got them. There's nothing that can happen. There's nothing that an outside force can do to block you from them. Because they with you from the beginning. They already ride with what you're talking about. See, that can be the case for anybody. You know, you could have a freaking um, Ku Klux Klan member. If he starts his platform up and people start to get behind it that feel like he feels, then he builds that audience up. They can keep him off of this platform or this major thing and that, but his people are still gonna rock with it. You know, we have to do the same thing in terms of building your audience and building up a support system who said, okay, I'm with you. And the bigger you get that, the more power you start to develop and the less dependence you start to have on anything outside of that. Because now you are upheld by those who think like you. You know, is it a process? Is it work? Absolutely, it's work. But these things are absolute necessary steps required to build and establish your freedom. Now, no one can come to you and tell you, well, they can come to you and tell you that they didn't like what you said, they didn't like what you did. But if you stand on the points of what you're saying and what you're doing, then you can tell them, okay, so what? And what? Well, we want you to apologize. No, I'm not going to apologize. And there's nothing you can do about it. Plain and simple. Because you are upheld by that support system that you built and that you established, and you've gained and established that freedom. Now, if you bring people in with you, now sometimes you may need some financial help. You may need a monetary boost to kind of enhance your marketing, enhance your exposure, whatever the case. And you might seek out investors. You might seek out investors, people who can contribute money to help grow your situation. You have to make sure that your investors are like-minded with you, because people can see something on the outside looking in, but they may not know the intricacies of how you really think or how you really get down, and they may just see the value in it and want to invest in it, and then once they get in, they kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't know that this was your stance, or this was your stance. You know, so you have to make sure, because then they'll try to say, well, man, I put in $80,000 to what you're doing, man, and I don't appreciate that, and now you compromised, possibly. So you got to make sure that even people you deal with, they have a full understanding of, this is what I do, this is what I am, this is what I stand on and stand for. If you want to come in, you come on in, you know, and then y'all rock from there. So, but I would prefer to try to do it myself, whatever it is. But sometimes, you know, it's all right. You know, it's all right if somebody wants to come in and help, even if it's not monetary, even if you're just setting up your team. Your team got to believe in, they got to be locked in on your vision as well. You know, and once you get a lot of these elements in place, then you're good. You're on the right course. You're on the right step to making sure that nobody can run you out. They can't run you out. Nobody can run you out of something that they don't control. Picture somebody knocking on the door of a home that you own, that you paid for. You own, lock, stock, and barrel, and somebody telling you, I don't like you being in this house. You need to get out. You know, how would you feel? What would be your reaction to that? You would laugh first, and then you get real serious and be ready to handle business in a different kind of way, because you know with confidence, man, this is mine. Nobody can kick me out of this. Nobody controls what goes on in here but me. That's a good feeling to have. You know, the opposite feeling is that feeling of like, man, I want to do this, I want to say this, I want to go to this point, I want to show up at this particular event, but I don't know how they're going to feel about it. They might blackball me. So all those things I mentioned are the steps to either reversing the blackball or making sure it never happens to you in the first place. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. If there's anything I missed, y'all feel free to drop it down in the comment section. Please subscribe to the channel and keep your notifications on so y'all know when your big brother drop one. All right, man. Catch y'all later. Peace.